I know people making $50,000 a month from AI. None of them built a traditional tech startup. They found gaps nobody else is filling yet, and I'm going to share 3 with you today. Companies are adopting AI tools at record speed, but their people have no idea how to actually use them. That gap is the opportunity. I call it the deployment gap. Technology improving faster than the humans it was built for. And when tech moves faster than people can learn it, whoever bridges that gap gets paid. Quick favor before we dive in, hit like and hit subscribe because there is a lot more of this coming. So let's dive in. 3 ideas, 1 person each. 3 ways to turn the deployment gap into a real, revenue-generating business you can run completely alone. Idea number 1 is Microsoft Copilot training. And I already know what you are thinking. You thought I was going to say Claude. Claude is hot, and it is coming in idea 2. But number 1 is wildly underserved. And here is why. Microsoft has over 20 million paid Copilot seats. Nearly 70% of Fortune 500 companies are on Copilot, whether their teams like it or not. Now, here is the number that should make you sit up. Out of those 20 million paid seats, roughly 7 million people are actually productive with it. Everyone else is paying for a tool they cannot drive. And even the people using it are probably touching 10% of what it does. They do not know the rest of the functionality exists. That gap is money. And real companies are already charging for it. Here is a real training company. Their standard rate for Copilot training is $15,000 for a 1-day workshop. One workshop, 1 day. And they are not an outlier. Look at this one. This one is listed on the official Microsoft Marketplace. An 8-hour Copilot workshop starting at $5,000. Supposedly, 430 million commercial Copilot seats have been sold worldwide, and barely a third of them get used regularly. The scale of this gap is absurd. So why is nobody filling it? Because everybody wants to teach Claude. Nobody wants to teach Copilot. But wanting Claude does not mean your company gives you Claude. Millions of people are locked into Copilot at work, and that is not changing this year. And those people are begging for help. Can Copilot do this? How do I do that in Copilot? There is almost no good Copilot education out there. A shockingly rich market with almost no teachers. That is the definition of underserved. So here is your action plan if this one fits you, especially if you already have Copilot experience. Find a solid beginner course and master the core apps inside and out. And mastering means the Copilot side, not the programs themselves. Here is what it actually does. In Excel, you ask your spreadsheet questions in plain English. Which region dropped last quarter? It finds the answer, writes the formulas, and builds the charts for you. In Word, it writes the first draft for you and turns a 30-page document into a 1-page summary. In PowerPoint, it builds a whole deck from one prompt or straight from a Word document. In Outlook and Teams, it summarizes the threads and meetings you missed and drafts your replies. That is what you are really teaching. People stop operating the software and start telling it what they want. And here is one more reason companies pay a trainer. 2 out of 3 security teams say they do not trust AI with company data. Trained staff beat guessing staff. That is your sale in 1 sentence. So how do you land the first client? Find companies already paying for Microsoft 365 in your own network. Offer a free 1-hour lunch and learn. The paid full-day workshop is the upsell. Then package what you know into a 1-day workshop, price it like the companies you just saw, and go find those 20 million seat holders. Idea number 2, a paid AI community. And this one is already proven. This is not a risky new startup. A community is an existing model. Courses, a weekly call, and genuinely great people in one place. And the best part, you get paid recurring every month. You are not fighting for every dollar every single month. Members stay, revenue stacks, and the whole thing compounds. And a members week is simple. Watch. 1 live call where members bring their questions. A course library they work through at their own pace. And a feed where they post wins and get unstuck by people ahead of them. That is the whole product, and 1 person can run it. Now, there are 2 distinct ways to run it, and people mix them up. Model 1, a community that teaches AI. Model 2, a community about anything else, where AI runs the machine behind it. Both work. One sells AI as the topic, the other uses AI as the engine. And take Model 2 seriously. AI creates the community's content. AI moderates it. AI tests your copy changes and builds the lead magnets that pull new members in. So why are these communities exploding right now? Look at the demand. Anthropic, the company behind Claude, grew annualized revenue 80x in a single quarter. That is millions of brand new users arriving all at once. And they are all asking the same things. How do I use Claude for real estate, for CFOs, for HR, for compliance, For a team of 300 people, the demand is massive, the supply is missing. So how do you pick yours? Think in segments: demographic, technical ability, a specific skill, a specific tool, a specific industry, an income goal. You do not need all of them. Pick one or two, and that combination is what makes your community unique. A community for total beginners who barely use tech. A community for developers, opposite ends of one spectrum, and both are real markets. A skill community could teach content creation, or generating videos with Claude, or one specific tool inside one specific job. A demographic community can be even simpler. A community built for women learning AI. One clear demographic, one clear promise, instantly different from every generic option, and the gaps are still wide open. Here's where I would look. Vibe coding communities and every niche inside them. Almost nothing by demographic, almost nothing by income goal, and nearly zero by industry. Get very specific. How real estate agents use AI to close more leads and market listings. That community barely exists, and the buyers are already out there, and you do not have to build any of the software. Platforms like Skool exist for exactly this. You bring the niche and the teaching. The platform handles everything else. Now, how do you actually get your first members? 2 moves. Move 1, founding member pricing, a lower price for your first small group in exchange for feedback and testimonials. Recruit them from your LinkedIn, your existing clients, and the groups you are already in. Move 2 is the big one. You create brand new short-form content, new short videos about the topics your community teaches, just lighter. Start on LinkedIn, add on TikTok. A month later, add the next platform, and keep creating more. Post 3 times a day, minimum. The short form is the taste. The depth lives inside the community, and that gap is exactly why people join. That builds a following. And the following is who you promote your community to. There will probably be 50 Claude communities by the end of the year. The only question is, which niche is yours? Want to know which niche fits you? Ask the AI itself. Open Claude and type this: what AI education niche fits my skills? Then add my favorite ending. Ask me clarifying questions. Send it and watch what it does. It starts interviewing you about you. The questions are the point. It pulls out your skills, your background, your unfair advantages, and hands you niches you would never have listed on your own. If idea 2 is calling you, type that in right now and start brainstorming. Idea 1 is confined and defined. Idea 2 is flexible. You choose the segments, so you control how unique it gets. And flexibility matters here because the niche you pick becomes the whole business that you are building. Idea number 3, a vibe coding agency. Before you scroll past this one, hear the math. It is a software development agency, but you build with vibe coding tools, and you are transparent about it. Clients know because it is the selling point. Yes, the tools are imperfect. Yes, security matters at scale. But at the early stage, they are a genuine superpower. Here is the old way of building a product. The old way. An MVP took 3 to 6 months and anywhere from $5,000 to $60,000. And by the end, you were exhausted. You pour $10,000 in, freelancers take 4 months, it barely works. You launch to 10 people, they shrug, and you have no energy left to fix it. That story has played out 1,000 times. The new way compresses that cycle to 1 to 3 weeks for about $1,000 in tools and credits. You ship in weeks what used to take months. And you still have energy left to launch it, test it, and actually listen to users. That is the part that always used to die. Now the obvious question. If clients can vibe code it themselves, why would anyone pay you? Because clients do not pay for code. They pay for speed, they pay for clarity, and they pay for reliability. A business owner can approve a $100,000 purchase in 10 minutes, a $5,000 one in 15 seconds, if it buys those 3 things. Every buyer has 3 choices: build it themselves, hire a freelancer, or hire an agency with structure and a track record. There is a real market for all 3. A vibe coding agency has structure. 1 person on UI and prototyping, 1 building and securing the back end, 1 launching it to the first users. That structure is exactly what a freelancer marketplace cannot promise you. And safety is real money. Your vibe-coded app must not leak customer data. Most freelancers are not even checking for that. Your first project is 4 steps. 1, call to nail the single thing the app must do. A fixed 2 to 3 week build. A quick demo for the client every week. Then you hand over a working app and price it as a project. Never by the hour. 1 fixed price for the defined build. Hourly billing punishes you for being fast. A fixed price means the faster the tools make you, the more you keep. So who are the first clients? You already met them. Small businesses with an idea and the budget to test it, but nobody technical on the team. And the same content engine from Idea 2 pulls them in. Post short form about what you build, and they come to you. So here is the whole pitch in one breath. We deliver it fast. You get a clear yes or no on your idea before you waste 3 months on it. And nothing breaks, nothing leaks, nothing risks your brand. Speed, clarity, safety. Those are premium things, and people knowingly pay premium prices for them. And because vibe coding makes you efficient, you take on more clients without ever cutting your price. So that is 3 ways to turn the deployment gap into a one-person business. Copilot training, a paid AI community, a vibe coding agency. None of this is instant. There is no instant easy path anywhere. But all 3 are wildly underserved right now relative to how big the demand already is. That gap is the whole opportunity. Tell me in the comments which of these 3 you would start first. I read every single one. And if this helped, hit like and hit subscribe. There is a lot more of this coming. Way more trainings just like this one are already on the way, so I will see you in the very next one.